here at the 75th Annual Convention for SMACNA, and I'm fortunate enough to be joined here by both Dick and Matt Cramer. Thank you very much for being here. They're of Dee Cramer in Michigan, and Dick, you know, you've been past president of SMACNA. It's a great honor to have you here. What has been your focus on the time, and what has changed since the time you were president?
Well, the focus at the time was when you become president, you basically have been on the board for 4 years, and then it takes 3 years to go through the chairs. So you pretty much have the path that SMACNA is going to take. We're not just a run and gun, and so it's pretty well laid out. So when you become president, you pretty much know what direction SMACNA is going to be going in. In my year, I was involved with best practices, but that was just one small part. And as SMACNA president, what really takes your time is you are the face of SMACNA. So you just, you walk down the hallways. In fact, Jack Knox said to me, gosh, you walk down, everybody wants to talk to you. I said, yeah, that's the way it goes.
You also get to travel the country a fair amount.
Yes, quite a bit of travel. You visit the chapters, and yes.
Gives you a good sense of what's going on nationwide.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Matt, you're the current president now, and you're kind of day-to-day in the office. What defines your generation of ownership versus Dick's?
I would say probably the biggest thing that changed in the transition with Dick, that really he got started, was just the technology that we use. Everything from surfaces in the field to building information modeling to advanced fabrication technology. It's just quite a bit of different industry from when he started doing everything by hand with sheet metal hammer, et cetera, and that's really changed in what we do today.
And so for both of you, in terms of the transition, it's wonderful to have people that have gone through that. How was the transition handled, and what do you have any insight that you can share with other people who are contemplating it now?
Well, the way we transitioned, when my dad transitioned to me, it was gradually over time. You just don't say, okay, this is it. And so that helps a lot to have your father around when you're going through the transition, because a lot of times you have really questions. And it gives you an opportunity to ask that.
Sure. And you're still chairman, and so still involved actively. And so is the transition complete? Are you involved in any way at this point?
Well, I help them when they ask me. And they've owned the company for, 12 or 13 years. Yeah. So, I mean, they're the bosses.
So, Matt, what is the most unexpected lesson you've learned since taking over and running the company?
Probably the biggest thing for me is just learning how important relationships are within this industry. I can't say that it was unexpected, but a lot of times you focus on getting things done and checking things off boxes, et cetera. And really the important thing that I've learned through my grandfather and through my dad and their involvement with SMACNA and just our industry is just how much this industry revolves around relationships. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in, is building those relationships and fostering those relationships for the benefit of our customers and for our company.
Sure. And you've been involved. Did you start at a young age and work your way through the organization? How did you end up where you are now?
Yeah, we actually, as kids, my brother and my sister and myself started off working in the shop at very younger ages, high school, and did different tasks within the organization. My brother and I, who currently own the company, were really lucky that my dad was as progressive as he was. He really, from foundations laid from my grandfather, said that if you're going to own stock, you need to work in the business. If you don't work in the business, you can't own stock. And he didn't put any pressure on us to come and work within the organization. It was a choice that we made, and that really served us very well over the years. He's been extremely generous to us in staying out of the way, even to the point that when things happen today, sometimes he'll come in my office and say, hey, could you go talk to such and such and let him know that I need this? I said, Dad, you can go say something. He said, I don't want him to think that I'm still in charge. I said, Dad, they'll know you're not still in charge. So anyway, he's been a great.
It's nice that you're
for us.
sensitive to it, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yep.
And you tell over the years, I say the same thing my dad did when people ask me things. I'll say, okay, I'll tell you what I think, but the decision's made down the hall, not in this office.
Very good, very good. And so, from more than 20 years of working in the business, what lessons have you learned that you still apply today? Is there anything that...
Well, I think Matt alluded to it. You just need to keep up with the times. You need to be progressive. And of course now the latest thing is all the, the BIM and things like that. But I always wanted to be aggressive and keep up with the times and not have an archaic company.
Yeah. What other technologies have you guys been adapting, Matt?
Well, specifically building information modeling, we were one of the leaders in that as far as sheet metal contracting is concerned, and then taking technology into the field from a surface standpoint, using Bluebeam with our weekly productivities and a lot of the things that we do right now. A lot of job site management softwares like Procore and other things. We're known within the industry. A lot of sheet metal contractors are known within the industry of being technology leaders because of our lead within coordination. But we specifically kind of push the envelope on that within Michigan and try and be one of the most technologically advanced companies from that standpoint. All the way through right now, we've just implemented a new system within the Autodesk platform that allows us to utilize one database for estimating, for CAD, and for CAM. And we're one of the first companies in Michigan to make that happen.
It's almost fully automated now.
Yes.
All the
Yep.
way through.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about your customer base and how that may have changed over the years.
It's kind of interesting. My grandfather started our company doing residential work, and then eventually throughout we started our company in Flint, Michigan, and that was kind of an automotive hub. And so he eventually got invited to work within the plants by some of the people who he was doing work in their houses, some of the GM execs. And so we got in the industrial sector. And one of the things that's really allowed us to thrive over the years and to grow and be as large as we are is because we don't really have all our eggs in one basket. We do industrial, we do commercial work, we do a lot of university work, we do biolab work, et cetera. So really, even in office complexes, et cetera. So it's interesting how things kind of change. About 7 years ago, there was a lot of hospital work going on, and that's kind of shifted back, and now we're kind of pushing with an industrial sector. And there's a lot of automotive plants, first, second, third tier automotive plants, and automotive with the big three that we're working on right now.
Wow, that's great. So being a supplier, that's got to be a different sort of model and approach than working projects and bidding on projects. How does that differ for you guys?
We still do a lot of bid work for sure. We do a lot of plan and spec work, but we do a lot of design assist work, especially we work on IPD projects, integrated project delivery, which is kind of a new delivery method that's been coming out in the last couple of years. So we're currently working on our 9th project in IPD right now, and we're lucky that a lot of the customers within Michigan recognize the value of IPD and what it brings as far as owner satisfaction on projects.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you both very much for your time. I hope you have a great convention, and I look forward to spending more time with you in the future. Thanks a lot.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Yep, have a good one.